spent the past 2 weekends getting ready for our framing inspection. We had a bunch of blocking to do, some nailing to finish on the sheathing, some more sheathing to put up, and then a couple other odds and ends to finish. And while doing this, we also took time to clean up around the house and clean up inside the house so it's just a little more presentable and looks nicer when the inspector shows up. Everywhere two pieces of sheathing come together, there needs to be a block behind it. That way you can nail all of the edges around all 4 sides. So the next thing we need to do is sheathe up our non-overhang on the west side. The tallest ladder we have is a 12-foot ladder, and that would not do to be able to reach all the blocking we needed to nail for the north side, which is our tall wall. So we had to rent a ladder, and we didn't turn the camera on, but we ended up extending the ladder all the way up to the roof line so that we could nail one of the sheets. One of the last things we needed to finish up on the second floor was the headers. We had a couple headers that we hadn't added foam in between and our second header on there, and then we hadn't put top cripples in 2 or 3 of the windows, so we needed to get that done too. So we're working on getting ready for a framing inspection again. That's not really the time that you want to be taking out headers. However, I made a mistake when we were doing this bottom floor, specifically this wall. Because of the distance between this window opening and where the wall ends, that's not big enough to have an actual shear panel on for wind shear. So that should have been a portal frame, and it's not. Go right up here. To make it a portal frame, I had to take out the header we already had there, cut a couple of the studs down to size so that the header could fit straight across all of them. And then what you do is you extend the header out past the window to the end of the wall, and then you nail the header at a really tight nail pattern, and that way it gives the wall a little more rigidity to resist lateral forces and lateral movement. Because we live in an area where it snows all the time and it's frequently below 32 degrees, we have to put an ice and water shield at the overhang. The ice and water shield has to go, I think, 4 to 6 feet up above where the wall starts. That way if there's an ice dam or an ice buildup on the overhang and water backs up, it doesn't leak into the roof. Now zip sheathing isn't rated for this, and the zip tape itself isn't rated for this, so you have to put a separate ice and water shield over that, which is fine. I'd rather have double protection than not, but this is what we're using this Grace ice and water shield for. Okay. It was pretty easy to install. It was just like putting on our crawl space waterproofing. It's just a peel and stick waterproofing, and it went pretty smoothly. The last thing we had to do to get ready for our inspection is put on the second layer of subfloor on the second floor. We had already done half of it, if you remember, when we did our interior walls. That was just so that we could install those interior walls, but now we have to actually finish it and do the other half of the upstairs. When we put down the first section of subfloor, we ran out of the DAP subfloor adhesive, so we didn't have any more of that, and because of what's going on in Amazon taking longer to ship things to you, we ended up going to a local source and buying Advantech subfloor adhesive. The DAP was still a foaming subfloor adhesive, and you could still put it on wet wood. However, I do like the Advantech a little better. It seems a little thicker and seems a little stickier, if that makes sense. I think it's going to hold a little better, and the can is also bigger, which helps and is really nice. You get more foam out of each can, and they're about the same price.
Like throw this somewhere?
Put it in the truck just in case we gotta do something with it. Well, that's the end of today. Thanks for watching. We should have our framing inspection done this week, so we'll have a follow-up video to show you how that went in the next week or so. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you enjoyed this and want to see more of our videos. And thanks for watching.